Okay. Okay, Mr. Abdulrazak is here. Good evening, sir. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Let's see. Good evening, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, how was your day, sir?
My fight was very fine.
I'm so glad that you are the first person to join this Clarity call, and I'm happy to be here with you live. So let me introduce myself very quickly. My name is Bisola Miriam. I'm from Nigeria, but I'm currently studying on a fully funded scholarship here in the US. And before I came to the US, I've been working as an online entrepreneur. Basically, I teach people how to study abroad. And so because of the knowledge that I seem to have on how people can apply to schools abroad, I was able to build a business from my knowledge. And so today,
Well,
close to $1,000 if I work quietly. And if I work vigorously, like a crazy woman, like someone who is so desperate to have money, I make more than $1,000 monthly. And this is because I have written a book, I have created a course, and I've created a coaching system or a consulting business that runs online. So the books that I've written, the courses that I've created somehow bring money for me, even when I don't have to write these books over and over or create these courses over and over again. So this is just a brief introduction, just to let you know that one, I help people who are looking to study abroad to secure fully funded scholarship, just like I have, and just like I've helped close to 30 people access opportunities since I actively began this job in the year 2019. On the second hand, I work closely with people who are either stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home dads, or retirees, or creatives, or anybody who just simply wants to make money from what they know already, but they have been sharing for free all their lives, or they have never been able to make money from it. And in addition to that, I happen to have a nonprofit organization called the Left Handers International Organization. So this nonprofit or advocacy group is basically to create awareness and sensitize people about the dangers in forcing children that are naturally left-handed to use right hand, or to stigmatize people who are created in a particular way by telling them that they are not good enough or they are not fit for the society. So that's just a summary of who I am and the things that I do. So I would like to hear from you, and I know you have questions, right? So I would like you to tell me what your questions specifically are and why are you here with me?
Thank you very much. To start with, I'm Fadumila Amopariola
Okay, sir.
from Lokoja, Kogi State.
Awesome.
Yes, Lokoja, Kogi State.
Okay.
Uh, with your brief description of yourself, it is quite interesting, and I love it. Keep it up.
Thank you, sir.
You have been helping people, and I believe you will help me also, and help my daughter. My daughter is in Nigeria here,
Okay.
schooling in one of the university here. But as you said, you help people to secure scholarship in abroad.
Mm-hmm.
We will also join you in your program so that you will help her. And even me myself, I'm at home. So as I said in the afternoon, I said, I want you to hold my hand, take me step by step, in which I can secure a self-reliance opportunity. I mean, work. Online people that I can be doing that will be fetching me at least what I'll be eating.
Exactly.
Because it's just as if I am at home. You know the situation of things in Nigeria. So the employment is zero, no work at anywhere. And I'm a family man that have to feed my family. So that is just a brief description of myself.
Okay, so what is your training? What did you study in school? What is your training? Just tell me more about the things that you're capable of doing and the things that people have come to you in recent time, in the distant past, or in the immediate past. So, I'm saying, let me repeat that. Maybe 10 years ago, people will say, oh, Mr. Abdulrazak, I need this. What were the things they used to come to you for? In the distant past, maybe 20 years ago, what do they call you? And in the very recent now, in today, as far as today is concerned, what are the things that people come to you for? So let me give an instance. Before I even knew about monetizing what I know, one of the things I realized is people will say, oh, Bisola, you can speak well. Can you help me work on my speech? Oh, Bisola, you can write well. Can you help me do this thing? Oh, Bisola, you can do this. Oh, you can do that. Oh, you know how to reach out to people. These are personal skills, right? And so I believe that for you and for others who will join in this free clarity call, we all have something that we can do. We all have something that we know how to do. So the question is, what are those things that people have reached out to you in the past? And when they say, Mr. Abdulrazak, oh, can you do this for me? I want you to kind of give me an idea of the things that you are gifted. I'm not talking about your office job. I'm not talking about maybe where you have worked before, but what are those natural abilities that you believe you have? Even if we want to now talk about where you have worked before, that won't be a problem. Because let me give an instance. Some people have worked in sales or microfinance bank. Someone who has worked in a microfinance bank has learned certain things about savings, right? The person might be able to teach other people savings. I'm just using that as an example. So just give me an idea of where you have worked in the past and the kind of works you've done and how that I will be able to guide you when you tell me about that.
Thank you very much. Once more, I work. I am a dental technologist. When I say dental technologist, these are the aspects of dentistry that specialize solely on constructing of artificial appliances.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I work in a private clinic before, but now I am on my own. I decided to stay on my own. And you see, I need capital to set up this business. So the money is not there. You see, when people patronize and recognize your profession, when what they needed is being put in place in where you are working. But where is the capital people don't stand there? Even ordinary tier, as I did not even have it. So I am. That's why I said I am on my own. That's why I said you take my hand step by step in what I can do to be earning me something in my.
So from what you have said, you have some training in designing equipment.
Artificial teeth.
Artificial teeth, right?
Yes.
Good. Now, you have worked where else have you worked?
I said I work in a clinic.
Clinic,
a private institution.
So what was your role in the clinic?
Yes, where I said I to fabricate artificial appliances.
Okay, appliances like what and what and what?
Like artificial teeth.
Only artificial teeth?
Only artificial teeth? Yes.
Okay. So somehow, now let me tell me more. Is there any other thing that you know how to do? Tell me more.
Well, I went further to, after acquiring my certificate as a dental technologist, I went further to acquire knowledge on how I can be a teacher. So I taught in school. Yes, awesome. I taught in school. I have master's degree in science education. So I can use that one to teach, but that opportunity is not there now.
Okay.
That's why I said I am home.
Okay. Awesome. So if I heard you clearly, you have talked about two things. One is practical, like hands-on, involves using one's hand to create things. And the other one involves not using your hand actually, but using intellect. So the other part is the teaching part. The other one is the practical part, which is developing or designing equipment, which you know. Let me ask you, do you know how to do that thing? Can you create those artificial teeth? Can you design them based on your exposure in that at that setting or institution?
Thank you very much. That's what I specialize on. I specialize in designing artificial appliances, artificial teeth.
You have a gold mine with you already, sir.
Yes.
You have a gold mine. Because one thing we need to understand is people will keep having accidents. People will keep suffering, toothache, tooth decay. People would need to get artificial teeth, right?
Yes.
And this knowledge can either be, now, this thing you know, let me just share 3 things that you can begin to work on from today. If you begin to write a book on how anyone can set up that kind of business, yes, you might not have made a lot of money from it, but at least you made change. Let's say change. Let's even say you made 1,000 naira from it. It means that if you teach somebody, the person can make 1,000 naira. And if the person learns how to sell, the person can make 10,000, 20,000, 100,000, 1,000,000, 10 million, 1 billion, or whatever. But what just brings about that multiplication effect is not the fact that it's not in the knowledge. It is in the documentation and the marketing of that knowledge. So you know something already. What is limiting you is that you don't know how to sell it or put it out there. And because you know about designing equipment, what I'll just tell you right now is that you need to use your teaching skills to be able to put that knowledge into something that will bring in money. Either writing a book, creating a course. If you write a book based on this knowledge alone, there are people who want to be able to, who for one reason or the other will say, okay, I even just want to know how this thing works. Because maybe personally, they are tired of always having to buy, and they want to be able to set up a system that will allow them to be able to develop those things. Let me give you an instance. Maybe there's someone who went through a terrible accident and the person has lost all of his or her teeth. Somehow the person is not just tired of having to go and change teeth all the time. The person wants to learn how this thing even works. Because it's not like these teeth, can people wear it permanently?
Yes, there are two sets of the teeth I was telling about.
Or can it be one permanently forever and ever? Or do people have to change?
Yes, it can be permanent. It depends on the type you wanted to construct
Awesome.
for that.
So you see, this is a knowledge that is useful, not just in solving the problems of people who have gone through accident or who are suffering or who have one issue or the other with their feet. It would also be useful for people who want to set up this type of business but don't know how to go about it. You have worked in an institution. Some people have a lot of money to set, they want to set something like this up. How about you coaching those kind of people? But you won't be able to coach those kind of people if you don't know how to put yourself out there. So primarily what you need is to be able to document what you know already. So I'm going to share the second thing you need to do after this clarity call. You need to go on your social media and ask people a question. What is that question? I always write this. If you do not think you want to, if you are not ready to be loud, to be out there, to be on social media, you are not ready for the kind of work that I do or the kind of strategies that I share. And this is not a strategy for people who want to open shop. This is just for people who want to be able to create knowledge product and sell and make a lot of money from it. So the first task, and I'm going to be able to talk to other people who are listening. Task number one is social media. Go to your social media page, whether it is WhatsApp or wherever it is that you know you have a lot of people. Maybe it was on your WhatsApp contact list. Just create a broadcast list and send a question to people and say, when you think of Abdulrazak, what comes to your mind? So you use social media. I'm not sure if you can see what I've written, but your first assignment is to use social media to ask questions. So you do the ask.
Okay.
Based on what you ask them, the next thing would be to what? To begin to create.
Okay.
In fact, I would say that the second thing is not to create. The second thing is to show yourself. Then you create. What do I mean? Let me give an example, sir. So you go online and say, post a picture of you if you are active on Facebook, Instagram, or wherever, but use where you have most of your people. You know, some of us are very active on Facebook. Where are you most active? Go there and ask a question. When you think about Abdulrazak, what comes to mind? If it is for you to create a broadcast list or maybe your church group, see, there's nothing to be shy about here, because when we are suffering, people will not come to our rescue also. When we need to be liberated, we need to go head on, like our life depends on it. So the first thing to do is using social media to ask a very fundamental question. I explained that already. The second thing is to show. What do I mean by show? Showing means you are giving value. By giving value, you are simply teaching people about dentition, how to take care of their teeth, what are the things that happen. I know you know all of these things. There's no way you would have worked in that system and you won't know so much about it. My dad died of toothache. So I can tell you confidently that this is a serious issue. It's a life and death matter. So begin to ask yourself that, imagine the number of people that are dying because they don't have the knowledge that you have. You have not been unfair to mankind, sir. And this is the time to begin to show yourself. Showing yourself means you're going online and you're telling people about teeth, creating content. In fact, you can just start from just whatever comes to your mind from now to the next 30 days. But just make sure that you are sharing something about teeth daily. One year, Mr. Abdurazak Eleyi, Mr. Abdurazak, the teeth doctor. They'll begin to call you names. And before you know it, sir, you are sitting on a gold mine.
All right, thank you.
On a gold mine. I know it will take time before you see it, but definitely you will see it. Because when your eyes are open, you will say, this is what this girl was telling me. Oh. The next thing is to create. Creating means you are using, when you begin to share value, when you begin to post and talk about it, the kind of questions people ask, the way they are engaging, will determine what you're going to create and what will be in what you will create. When people begin to see your post, some people say, how about if my daughter has this? Do you know what we need to do? All of those data is what will help you create your first products. This is not a scam, and it is not a get-rich-quick scheme. If you do not put yourself out there for people first, money will not come. And this money can come as quickly, as easy and as fast as it can be if you're willing to do the work. And so the last thing I would like to say is, let me know if you have any final question, because I have some other people here whose questions I want to ask. I'm with you, sir.
Okay, what do you say? Come again.
I said, is there any other question you want to ask me?
Okay, I said my daughter want to speak with you here.
Okay, so what is her plan? What is your daughter's plan? She wants to study abroad, right?
Exactly.
When did she finish? Let me hear her. Let me see her face.
Okay.
Hello.
Good
evening, sis. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Jamila Fadumila.
Okay, Temilade?
Jamila.
Jamila, do you know the song? Jamila Kinji Amananta. Have you heard that Hausa song? Don't worry about it. I stayed in Niger State. So Jamilu is male, Jamila is female. So it's an amazing name. I like the name.
Thank you, ma.
To meet you. So basically, when did you finish school, or what's your level of education? Is it undergraduate or graduate, or which one?
I'm a graduate.
You have a degree already, right?
No, I'm still an undergraduate.
Okay, what level? What level are you?
What level now?
100 or 2?
200 level.
200. That means you have 2 years to go. That makes sense. So let me share this. Maybe there are other people who are also undergraduates who are just thinking, what is the process involved in studying abroad? I'm going to simplify this. So when people are looking to apply to schools abroad, it's either they're applying for an undergraduate program or a graduate level program. So if you're looking for an undergraduate program, the meaning is you're looking to study abroad in the next, let me put that in perspective. The first thing is you need to ask yourself, how soon do I want to start applying? Is this a 6 months plan? Is it a 1 year plan? Is it a long-term plan? So I always say short-term plan or long-term plan. Some people want their children to finish undergraduate and serve before they go to school abroad. But does that mean that you should wait? Oh, my daughter will finish school in 2 years, Abby. She will serve in another year. So you wait, you do nothing. And then 3 years after, you now start to gather information. It doesn't work that way. From the day that idea was conceived is the day you actually should begin to gather necessary information. Now, when you begin to gather information, you then ask yourself, okay, I'm gathering this information just to be able to prepare my mind so that I know that this thing is possible. And then I ask myself that even if the system is frustrating me, I will keep doing my best so that I can graduate with good grades because I know that these opportunities are out there. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. So the first thing is, I want you to bear this in mind. The first task is ask yourself, I'm not saying you should answer me immediately. The first task is how soon do I want to begin this process? Will daddy and mommy allow me to start now? And so that in the next 1 year, I get an admission opportunity. The meaning of that is the process would require that you spend some money now, but you will not need to pay money to these schools abroad. If you get a fully funded scholarship, you don't need to pay money. But before you get fully funded, if you need to write exams like TOEFL as an undergraduate, like ACT or SAT, these are very compulsory exams for undergraduates. And if you sit up, if you can do well in a Nigerian school, there's no way you cannot write these exams. So if you sit up and do well in these exams, you'll be able to use your document to send applications to school. So the question would be right now, ask yourself, do you want to begin the process right now, or is this something that you want to do when you're done with your undergraduate program? If it is something you want to do right now, you would ask yourself, do you want to work with, okay, Temiloluwa, I know you are here, Mr. Temiloluwa Lawal. I will take your questions right now. Just give me a moment. I'm trying to wrap up with Jamila. So the first thing is, I always say that short-term plan is you want you want to start working on it right now. Long-term plan is you want to start learning, but you are not ready to apply yet. So learning would mean that, okay, maybe you start watching some videos on my YouTube channel, because I have a free YouTube channel where I hold a free meeting every Friday. The second option is, okay, I want to join a challenge. I have a study abroad challenge. It's a private group. So to join this challenge, it is not free, but to watch my content on YouTube is absolutely free. This challenge is just 1,000 naira, even though in the past it was maybe $100. But from now till the end of July, to join that group is just 1,000 naira. That group will not teach you everything, but it is a support group, and I come live in that group every week. Why? To encourage people who are not ready yet, so that if you are in this group, a year from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 1 year from now, you are always hearing these things. And you know that, okay, this dream is very important. But if you are not around this information, the danger is you will not even dream this dream again. So if the goal is now, short-term plan, I want to start applying today. The first method is you need to begin to attend my free clarity call, which is every Friday. We do that for free. It's not a private clarity call like this. So that one is for everybody who has questions to ask. And I've created a lot of videos that you can work with for free. Now, if you then choose that, okay, I want to work privately with this person. Working privately means that you're buying a book or buying a course, or you're going on a one-on-one coaching, depending on affordability. The one-on-one coaching is that you would subscribe to a private support with me. So you and I will work on your application together. I usually do not recommend that for undergraduates, or for young people rather, who can actually just buy a book and then they are added to a support group where they are able to renew their subscription monthly, and then they are able to, walk through the process in that support group. So let me know exactly what the plan is. You might not be able, I think you have an idea of what you want based on this long talk, whether it is a short-term plan or a long-term plan. And most importantly, you would need some money to be able to go through the process. So you need to collect transcripts, you need to travel to write an exam, you need to be able to have little change to move here and there. I don't know if that makes sense to you. So the idea is, let me stop talking. Let me hear from you so I can hear from others too. What's your plan based on what I've explained to you?
I think it's going to be a long-term plan.
Awesome. Okay. So let me also add that one thing we do in our community is For undergraduates, not just undergraduates, depending on affordability. So if there are people who can afford to buy a book, immediately they buy. If there are people who can afford to buy a course, they buy immediately. If there are people who can afford one-on-one, they do it immediately. If there are people who cannot afford to pay with money, we created a network for core members and for undergraduates. So this network is for aspiring study abroad prospects, or people who want to study abroad, or who are undergraduates or graduates, but who, because of finance, cannot afford to pay any of our products, to pay for any of our products. So what they get is they join this affiliate community where they are able to learn to be ambassadors or representatives of our brand and what we do in their campus, among their friends, just with the people around them. And they also learn skills on how they can become better people, communication skills, marketing skills, sales skills, because everyone should learn to sell something. You can't be in Nigeria or in Africa or in any part of the world and not learn how to sell something. Even in developing countries, their children are learning how to sell or work. So if the jobs are not available, then we'll create the jobs. And so that is what we teach people in the Corpers and Campus Ambassadors Network. So based on all that I've shared, I know there's a way you can get back to me. Just let me know. Since the study abroad plan is a long-term plan, I would recommend that you join the challenge. With 1,000 naira, you join this challenge. It is a private Facebook group. And in this group, you get weekly support from me, and you also get insight from other people who will be coming to support in this group. And in addition to that, you will be able to connect with like minds in the group who are also looking for what you're looking for. So when people come and share their testimonies, you see that this is possible. When you see plenty people, all of us cannot be scammers, and no one is even scamming anybody here. You see people whose profile you can go and check on Facebook, who you can even go and Google and get to know more about them. And we have worked with a lot of people who have gotten results, whether at the undergraduate level or graduate level. And so I would strongly recommend that you join the challenge. I will share more details with your dad via WhatsApp, if that is okay.
Yes.
Any final thoughts?
Thank you very much. I am highly excited with your with all those things you said. So I'm happy. So we joined the group now.
Awesome. So are you going to, I want you to go and do that exercise on your social media platforms, sir. Remember to ask a question. And then remember to begin to show yourself and begin to work on creating something. So there is an offer I want to announce to you. From the 23rd to the 31st of this month, I am bringing 7 speakers together on Zoom. And we're going to be streaming that session on a private Facebook group. So these speakers are basically going to share with us how they have become millionaires. So I will share that flyer with you, and I will share a short description about that particular event. Now, it is not even an event. It is actually a pre-order of my book. So I'm just using that event to get people to sign up, so that my book is basically what they are getting to be a part of that event. So the ticket to the event is actually my book. So how much is my book? The book is actually 1,500, because I want as many people to join this event. And I want as many people to get the book. But the pre-order price is cheap. But when the book launches by the 31st of July, it will be double the price. So those who will be able to buy the book for 1,500 are those who pre-order before the launch date. And you are not just getting the book, you get the chance to listen to seasoned speakers. cards. I'll share with you a screen so that you kind of have an idea of what I'm talking about here. I think I have the flyer somewhere. Give me a moment, please. Okay.
Right.
If you can see my screen, just let me know.
I'm seeing it.
Okay, so I'm going to show you. Okay, I think I remember where it is. Give me a moment. Let me go to Canva. So this is the flyer for the event. Okay. Also, I want you to join my private Facebook group. You can watch a session. I had a free webinar there last week, and I will share you the link to watch that via WhatsApp. If you watch that session, you would really be glad you did, because I've shared some very detailed insights in that session. So this is the book, right? This is the book. Let me share this very well. So this is the book actually, and it's just, 1,005 right now, but the price is definitely going to change once by the launch date, which is July 31st. So you have, but of course, the first 100 to register or to pre-order will be able to join those speakers on Zoom, while those who don't register, who don't pre-order on time, will not be able to join those speakers on Zoom, but they will watch them on a private Facebook group. But there's a difference between when you get a chance to be close to that person and hear the person's voice, and also be able to ask questions on the spot, rather than just be on the Facebook group and then you're just watching the live video. There's a difference in the effect. So, and people already registering, they are pre-ordering the book so they can have access to my book by launch dates and also have access to the events.
Solid.
Yeah, I wanted it to be as affordable as it can be, so that, this is the goal, to encourage, not to discourage people. And somehow people need to pay something so that they know that my money, no matter how small, is attached to that thing. So that when you pay attention.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, sir. Let me hear from the other people. You can exit the meeting now. I'll share with you the flyer to the event and every other thing. Just drop me a message on WhatsApp and I'll do the needful.
I will do that.
What did you say?
I will do that. I will drop message on your WhatsApp.
That makes sense. Have a restful evening, sir. Thank you. Bye. Okay, Temiloluwa, and there is Chemicon. Please, can you guys unmute yourself? Temiloluwa and Chemicon. Okay, who is Chemicon? What's the full meaning of Chemicon?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, madam. How are you doing? Have you been the one chatting me today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and I'm so happy that you made it against all odds. So I see that your question is already in the chat. Do you want to say it verbally or you want to talk about it?
Okay, I can say it.
Sorry, do you want me to read it or you want to repeat it yourself?
Okay. Yeah, you can read it.
Awesome. So the question is, good evening, ma'am. I desire to learn the strategies for profiting in millions, so I'd be able to fund my studies abroad. That makes sense. So you have a plan, and I really like that. And one thing I realized in the course of, as I do this work, I see that a lot of people who want to study abroad do not understand that despite that it is possible to get a fully funded scholarship, you need to be able to at least pay some money to be able to get your transcript, to go travel to apply for a visa, or even money for air tickets. So yes, fully funded scholarships are available, but you need to at least have money to run around and do the processing. And yes, I like the fact that you have carefully articulated what you want. Let me ask you some questions so that I can understand you and what you do. So first of all, I'll say my name is Bisola Miriam. I help people who are looking to study abroad on a fully funded scholarship to get funded, just like I have. I am currently studying at the University of Alabama, Tuscaloosa, USA, on a fully funded scholarship, actually. And I have helped close to 30 scholars from last year when I became very much active about my plan to help scholars study abroad. I have been in this line of work for over 6 years, right from when I left the university in 2013, which is of course more than 6 years actually. And I also teach people. I've written books, I've created courses, and I have a coaching program. I have a system that basically helps me to be able to teach people what I know, and I get them to pay me for what I know. So what I do allows me to earn, and the fact that I'm able to earn allows me to be able to hit my sales, my money goal, which is to have every month $1,000 to $10,000, in my accounts from just getting people to pay me for my brain, for what I know. So the few questions I'll ask you is, who is Temiloluwa? What do you do? And what do people know you for?
Okay. My name is Temiloluwa Lawal. I make bags. I currently make bags.
Awesome.
But I have a passion for.
So you make bags. Number one, you make bags, right?
Well, I didn't get.
You said you make bags, right?
Yes.
You make bags. What's the next thing?
I do, I'm into Eke, though not fully because I'm still trying.
Okay, I can hardly hear you. Can you type for me? Can you type? Can you type? Just type your response for me, Madam Timmy. I can hardly hear you. Can you type your questions for me while I try to type? Yes. So who is Chemicon? I can't see, I can't hear, I want to know who Chemicon is. Is Chemicon with us? Hello? Wow, I can't hear Chemicon. Okay, I'm waiting for Madam Temiloluwa to type her question so that I can answer. Oh, we lost her. I'm waiting. Oh, who is Chemicon? You're not speaking. I would like to know what your questions are. Hello, are you there? Let me post the video from Madam Temi about the possibility of studying abroad. The question I always ask when I get this chance to go on a clarity call with scholars or anyone who wants to study abroad is, one, is this a short-term plan or a long-term plan? Two, if it is short-term plan, then the meaning is you want to leave your country 6 months to a year. If it is a long-term plan, it means you want to leave in 12 months or later, or you want to leave 2 years or later. So if you want to finish this degree and apply for a second degree can be another undergraduate degree, it can be a master's degree, and it can even be a PhD. Interestingly, let me tell you this. People move from undergraduate to going for a PhD. And so because it is a long-term plan, I would recommend that, first of all, actively engage with my free resources on my YouTube channel. I would share you a screen on how you can find my YouTube channel online. This is how to get to my YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/Bisola Mariam. This is how to get to my YouTube channel. This is my channel, okay? So when you get to my channel, you get more information about how this whole process works. We've done a lot of clarity sessions. You can watch videos, you can learn at your pace. Now, if you feel that, okay, beyond just watching video, that is just like a free trade zone, like a a public space for everybody. You want to be in our support group for those looking at studying abroad on the long-term plan. This is my next offer for you. So we have a private Facebook group, facebook.com. This private Facebook group is called the Study Abroad Challenge. It is a paid group. It is not free. But to get on this group, you only need 1,000 Naira to join this support group. In this support group, those who have joined in the past have paid to actually connect with these speakers, right? They have paid money to be in this group. And this event held earlier this year. So in this group, you have access to the replay of that event. You kind of just learn from people who are living abroad. This is a global community. It's not just me here. There are many people here who have gotten funding, who are going to get funding, and who are also looking for funding. So this is a group for people who are connected with by the same goal, by the same dream, by the same ambition. How do you get to this group? Only 1,000 Naira. And to be able to get to the group, you only need to pay by going to my store. If you go to Bisola Mariam, just take a pen and paper and write all of this information. bisolamariam.seller.co. Just Google bisolamariam.seller.co. If you go to Seller, you see different options. These are my different products, my courses. But this challenge, that is the support group, this is how much it is in dollars, but you can pay in any currency. Once you have a card that can allow you make payments, just go to this platform. After, using this link, I'm just going to copy this and paste in the chats. That's one way. Another thing you want to bear in mind is I will share, if you chat me up right now, I'll send you a link to if of course you want to go to the channel. Despite that I've shared it here, if you think you're having difficulty finding my channel, I would send a link to you that takes you to the channel. But that is where you can make payment for the 1,000 Naira group, the Study Abroad Challenge, where you want to belong. And as a member of that group, you're not just going to be watching the replays of past sessions, even though they are replays, because those insights you don't have an idea, it will still be very fresh. And definitely, I still go live in this group on a weekly basis to support, to encourage, and to coach, right? So if there's any other thing, let me know. Make sure that you check out my channel, www.youtube.com/Sola Mariam. I'm going to let you go now, and then I'll talk to Anjololuwa. Do you have any final words for me, and Temi? Do you have any final words for me, Temi? Okay, we have Elijah here. Good evening. Can you hear me? Good evening. Are you there? Are you there? Oh, Angela. Okay, Angela, if you can hear me, please drop a question. Adekola Elijah, you're welcome. Angela Lua, you're welcome. I don't know. I think Mr. Elijah has some struggle with connecting. I would like to know what the problem is. I'm still here. Please let me know what your exact questions are. If you cannot speak, please just drop your questions for me and I will be here to respond to those questions. I'm still here actually. Just if you can talk, I'm here, I can hear you. But if you cannot speak for one reason or the other, just drop me a question, drop me a chat, really. Drop a chat in the comment section. And if you can talk, I can hear you also. I think Mr. Adekola is trying to speak. I'm here. Can you hear me? Hello? I can't hear you. What's going on? Okay, if you cannot hear Mr. Adekola or Angelolua, can you just post your questions in the chat so that I can see? Yeah, just type, don't talk, type, and I will respond. I'm still recording this meeting and you get access to the recording also. So just type for me. Type. Type in the chat. Okay, Mr. Elijah, please type your questions. It is well. Please type your questions for me. Okay, we have Ambrose. Mr. Samchi is here. Hi, Mr. Samchi. Hi, Mr. Adekola Elijah. If you're with me, you're welcome. And if you have questions, you're in this meeting because you have questions on how to make money from your knowledge, or perhaps how you can land a fully funded scholarship. So if you can talk, just unmute yourself and begin to speak. If you cannot, I have 10 more minutes to go before the end of this meeting. If you can talk, there are legal means to making money, Madam Grace. You don't have to. I just need you to click on that link to join this free clarity call. We have some other people who are already in the meeting, so I'm waiting to have you on board. Okay, so who is speaking? Who is speaking? Drop your questions in the chat if you cannot unmute. Or if you can't speak, just drop your questions. I'm waiting. If you're typing, please just let me know. I'm typing, I'm here, I'm with you, you know.
Thank you.
Mr. Ambrose, okay. All right, Angela Lua is typing. Thank you, Mr. Is it Mr. or Mrs.? Oh, Miss, great. You're welcome. Actually, my name is Bisola Miriam. So the Bisola comes before the Miriam. Let me type my name for you. Bisola Miriam, with Bisola with an hyphen, then Miriam. That's it. You're welcome. Okay, so if you can talk, it's okay. No. It's not an issue. I just wanted to let you know so that subsequently you can take notes. So Divine Grace, Mr. Ambrose Samchi, and Miss Angela are here. If you can unmute yourself and you can talk without network interruption, go ahead. But if you cannot talk without network interrupting you, type your questions and I will give you very detailed response as much as I can. So if you are able to talk, go ahead and ask your question. But if you cannot talk, just go ahead and type your questions below. So while you're, now I'm waiting. Let me stop talking. I'm waiting. I'm so sorry. Mr. Elijah is not able to join. Please just type your questions here, Mr. Elijah, and others, I would respond and you can watch the recording after the meeting. Okay, Divine Grace. Who is Divine Grace? Can you talk? Can you tell us what your question is or your questions? I think Grace is interested in learning how to make money, if I'm correct, but I would like to hear from you. I'm waiting, guys. I'm waiting, everyone. What is going on? My people are having a difficult time connecting. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so okay. Awesome. Okay, Madam Grace wants to make money. I want to make this money. Is that not the song? Hey, show me the way. People are vexed. Okay, guys, so this is what I'll say. My name is Bisola Miriam. I am Nigerian. I am currently studying on a fully funded scholarship at one of the most prestigious universities in the US, North America. And I work with people who are looking to study abroad like me, who are also very interested in getting fully funded scholarships. And so I have translated this knowledge into a money spinning system. And that is why every month I'm able to make between $1,000 to $10,000 on a monthly basis because of what I know. And I am able to teach that to a lot of people. And how have I been able to do that? I have created courses, I've written books, and I have a coaching program that allows me to share my knowledge with the world. And so for you, Madam Grace, who is looking at making money, I always tell people that money is everywhere and money does not come to you except you are able to give value. So money only goes or follows someone who is able to give value. What am I saying? What I'm simply saying in essence is you would be able to make a lot of money if you are able to teach people how you have been able to do something, or if you're able to show people how they can do something, and if you can also just solve problems for people. And so, Madam Grace, I'd like you to tell me a little bit more about you and what you do. What do you do currently? Do you do anything particularly? If you're not even working, what are the things that you have been able to do in the past? Or what are the skills that you have? One, what are you doing right now? What were you doing if you're not doing anything at this time? And what skills do you have? So I'd like you to respond. If you can talk, just drop me those responses in the chat. That will help me explain to you what you can start doing from today that will help you to start making money legally, without scamming anybody, without breaking a bank, without, yeah. So let me know. We have 5 more minutes before the end of this meeting. I'm waiting. My name is Bisola Miriam, and this is Clarity in 30 Seconds. From your question or from your feedback, you are a student and you didn't learn any skill. You were not opportune to learn a skill or trade. Good. Now, what are the natural gifts that you have? Tell me about some of your natural gifts. Do you have any natural gift or ability? I don't know if Mr. Ambrose Samchi is here. What are your natural gifts and ability? Okay, you're currently studying at the University of Abuja. Okay, counseling psychology. So tell me, what level are you? What level are you in the Department of Psychology? What is what level? Tell me your level of study at the Department of Psychology, currently 300, okay. What course do you find most interesting as a student of psychology? Is there any course you find very interesting as a student? Tell me. Counseling, good. Have you been counseling people, or do people come to you for counseling? Not really. Okay. So you find, let me give you an idea. You find just few persons. You are doing something already. You just need to package it. So Grace actually knows about counseling and she finds the course really interesting. And you have been able to counsel just very few. It means that if you build a system around this thing that you like to do you enjoy counseling? That's the next question. Do you enjoy counseling? Just few persons, you enjoy counseling. If you actually enjoy counseling, then it means that you can actually write a book on what you already know. And so the aspect of counseling that you may probably want to focus on is maybe relationship, maybe succeeding as an undergraduate, or maybe you just want to write, maybe you just want to create a tutorial material from this course, counseling. Do you know that as an undergraduate, people buy handouts, or people pay people who can teach them a course? I'm trying to say that if you come up with an handout, like a course material, not to take over whatever it is your professors in schools have done, no. But if you can teach them counseling in the simplest form by creating a small PDF, like a simple PDF on how to pass that exam or how to pass that course, or maybe there's one very difficult course in psychology that you know easily. If you price it 500 naira, people will buy. If you price it 1,000 naira, people will buy. If you price it 10,000 naira, people will buy. If you price it 100,000 naira, people will buy. It just depends on who is buying from you. So as an undergraduate that knows counseling so well, and you have been counseling people for free, how many people will you counsel with your mouth to be able to make plenty money? Your mouth will start to pain you, and it's going to be exhausting. But if you can write a book on counseling, as an example, if you even know how to make hair, Grace, and you can write a book on 10 styles that any lady can make, any lady or natural hair can make, 10 simple styles for natural hair divas, that book will sell. 10 simple ways to ace counseling, COS 300 or GES 105, depending on the name of the course. I'm just trying for you to understand that by doing something that you know so well, you can make a lot of money from it. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense to you now. So based on what I've shared, what is coming to your mind? What idea, what thoughts is coming to your mind that you think can make you money? Have you been able to get some level of understanding from what I've just shared? Good. So what do you think you can make money from today? If, of course, I begin to explain to you how to go about it, what skill can you think about? If, of course, you are still having a difficulty, there's an assignment. I'm going to show you what to do on my board. Hold on, just give me a moment. There's an assignment, and the assignment is you need to go live on one of your most active social media platforms. Hold on, just give me a moment. I'm trying to explain this point to you, and I intend to go live while doing it. I'm going to write some things on my board. Just give me a moment, please. I'm waiting for your response, so, Grace, on what you think you would be able to sell. Then I'll explain to you how you can actually sell it. So this is it. So I am going to be using this board to make this very quick demonstration, right? So the demonstration here is the task. I mean, you just simply have a task. After this clarity call, even if you don't understand all that I've shared with you completely, go and do these 3 things and you gain more clarity. The first thing you need to do is ask. What do I mean by ask? Ask simply means that you're going on your social media platform and asking people by posting a picture on your most active platform, whether it is Facebook, WhatsApp, or wherever you're most active. Just post and say, if you think about me, what are the top 3 things that comes to mind? Go online and ask, do the ask exercise and say, when you think about me, what are the top 3 things that comes to mind? Does that make sense to you, Grace? Does that make sense? When people begin to respond, you begin to have an understanding of what you know that you're not even aware that you can make money from. Good. The second exercise is you need to show. That's the second part of your assignment after this free clarity call. Show. Show is begin to share value. Begin to show yourself online and begin to position yourself as a voice. Now, you can't do the show without first doing the ask. The ask is what triggers the show. What is ask? You're going online and saying, when you think about me, what are the top 3 things that comes to your mind? You can ask your friends, you can send DMs, you can create a broadcast list and send the question to everybody. Their responses gives you an understanding of what you must begin to now show forth. Oh, they say, oh, Grace, you're very smart, you're understanding, you're patient, you know how to encourage people. Then it means that you can teach something. Then it means that you can begin to monetize a skill, a knowledge, or something that you already know. But you can't do the show without first asking people questions. When you do number one, you'll be able to go ahead and do number 2. What's number 2? Number 2 is you're showing. And showing simply means you're going online to start talking about that one thing that many people that you've asked questions say you're good at. Does that make sense? Then the last exercise would be that you begin to create. After people have confirmed to you that you're good, you can do this, you know that you need to begin to show that you're really good at that thing that they have said you're good at. Grace, are you with me? When you're done, when you continue to show, as you're showing yourself and being visible and sharing value and talking about that thing, then you begin to create. What is create? Creating means you're beginning to work on a book. You're beginning to work on a course. You're just doing something just to show that you are a boss. You are an authority on that subject. Creating would mean that you're beginning to work on a book. You know, I told you that even as you are as an undergraduate at the University of Abuja studying counseling, that knowledge on counseling is worth monetizing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That knowledge on counseling is something you can make money from. I mean, you can't just be an undergraduate and be broke. I wish, let me tell you, I finished with a first class, one God-given and amazing first class degree that I could have started making money from as an undergraduate. I'll be doing tutorial for free. I'll be teaching people for free because I didn't have sense. This business sense, this profiting a million sense, I didn't have it. Imagine that when I was in 100 level and I see my CGPA and my CGPA was so good, do you know I could have written a book on how to maintain a 7.0 as an undergraduate? How to make sure that your first CGPA is a perfect CGPA. People would buy that book from me. If you have not been, if you've not been building a system around what you know, because you think that there's even no point in coming out with a first class, graduate with that first class so that you can be the first to write a book on graduating with a first class and so that that book can sell and make you money. If you must be the first to do well in that your department after first semester, begin to write a book. Begin to do well in those exams, not because you really enjoy them, but because you have to write a book that will teach people how they can do well so that you can make money from writing that book. Monetization is everything. Like this is my natural air. When this air grows to a point, I'm going to write a book on it and I'm going to sell it to scholars who are coming abroad. How to care for your hair under budget. You must go and ask that question today. Angela, I think Mr. Ambrose is here for the scholarship guaranteed clarity call. So I'm going to end this clarity call with Grace and Angela, because I believe that with what I've shared with you, number one, go and ask a question, engage your friends, and ask your friends, how did they save your numbers on your phone? Ask your friends. Sister Kadiri is watching me live on Facebook. I'm just doing it live. Like, I'm just so angry. We are just walking dictionaries, carrying value everywhere. Carrying value, like value is written all over you, but you are so broke. Value is breathing. You are breathing value. You are speaking value. I can speak. I'm going to create a masterclass on public speaking next month. I'm going to create a masterclass on speaking to profits. Hey, my God, like I'm so angry. When I woke up in the beginning of this month, I said to myself that I am going to speak and breathe abundance this month and forever. I'm going to let everything that has breath inside of me to create money for me, to create value, to solve problems for people. We are loaded. Well, many of us are too loaded. So go and ask that question, Angela and Grace. Show yourself. After those questions, begin to show yourself. My course choice is food. Okay. So now let's talk about the scholarship part in this conversation. Begin to create. Creating means you're writing a book. And if you write your first book and you price it $10, $10 is less than 3,000 or somewhere around 3,000 naira. If you write a book and the price is $10 in Nigeria or Ghana or Zimbabwe or Botswana, and you can get 100 people to buy that book, you will make $1,000. So simple. It is simple and it is direct. $10, 100 people. That's your $1,000 ticket. Just create it first and sell the hell out of it, like sell the heaven out of it. And that's it. Now, I want to make you an offer. Let me know if you want me to talk about that offer. Do you want me to talk to you about the offer? Create an offer of $10. Sell to 100 people and you would make your first $1,000. If you sell well, in 1 month, you will make this figure. In 2 weeks, you can make this figure. But if you're sluggish about it, see, poverty, I don't know what to say. Oh, like I'm hungry. I'm really angry this month. I said this month, everything must change. This second half, oh, things have to be different. So the next exercise is, for those who are looking to study abroad, I always tell people, studying on a fully funded scholarship is possible, but nobody will pay your visa money for you. Nobody will pay your air ticket for you, except it is a government program. And nobody is going to help you travel to Lagos or Abuja or Legon or Tema to go for your visa interview. You need money to do these small things, even though a fully funded scholarship is available. Does that make sense? So I'd like for you to understand, let me know if what I've said so far makes sense. And so for Grace, my feedback to you is you need to pre-order my book. My book is currently on pre-order for just 1,500 naira. I'm going to share my screen with you all so that you can see. Let me share my screen so you see what my book looks like. That book is currently on pre-order. But before I talk to you about my book, let me give you a free gift. I want to paste a link from I had a webinar last weekend. So I'm going to give you access to that webinar. It is on my private Facebook group. Just drop a chat and say, I want that webinar. I want that webinar. Okay, so Angela, you're going to get the recording of this free clarity call. So if you missed any part, you can listen to it again. So this clarity call is holding on Zoom, and you can get the replay of the conversation. So for you who you have heard what I've said, and you want to learn how this works, I will give you access to my free video. Just go to, I'm gonna give you access to that free video, and you can find that free video on my Facebook group, the Left-Handers Facebook group. Someone said they can't hear me clearly. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Can you hear me clearly now? If you can hear me, let me know. All right, okay. So I'm giving you access to my free Facebook group. Hold on, Grace and Angela, facebook.com. I'm giving you access. Once you get on this group, you will be able to watch a replay of my live session. I had a live session yesterday, and it wasn't yesterday actually, but I'm posting the link to the replay of that free live session. Just go and watch the replay right away. Go and watch the replay. I'm pasting that, okay. So copy that link or drop me a chat on WhatsApp so you get access to that live session. In addition to watching that video, like you find it in the announcement section on our Facebook group, that's the Left-Handers Club Africa Network Against Inequalities and Stigma. You will find the link to that video on the group. The next thing is, I want to make you an offer. I have a book that will be launching on the 31st of this month. That book will be launching on the 31st. It is just 1,500 Naira to pre-order that book. And if you pre-order the book, you'll be able to connect with 7 amazing millionaires or speakers who would also be coming live in this group to share their insights. So let me share my screen with you all. Let me share my screen with those of you who are watching, who are listening to me here. So let me know if you can see my screen actually. Can you see my screen? No, I don't think I'm sharing the screen properly. All right, so let me do this and I will share my screen with you. So just go and, watch my free video first of all. And second of all, try to get on this, on this masterclass. So the masterclass is from July 23rd to July 31st. And there's no way you can access the masterclass without first pre-ordering a copy of my book. How much is my book? 1,500 Naira. And this book you're going to have free. You are going to get this book on the launch date, which is July 31st. Second of all, you're going to be listening to these speakers live if you pre-order before the 23rd, because the sessions with these speakers would kick off on the 23rd. And who are these speakers? The founder of Selar.co. Selar is an e-commerce platform. Selar, SELAR.co. You want to make money, then you need to be in touch with people who are making lots of money, not people who are just testing microphone, people who are making lots of money, and that's it. So to get my book, just drop me a chat on WhatsApp right now so you can get the book on pre-order for 1,500. And in addition to getting that book, you'll be added to the private support group. The Profit in Millions Academy is a private group, is a paid private group on Facebook. But first of all, just try to pre-order the book first so that one, you will get the book when it launches, because in this book, you will learn how to write your own book. But before you begin to write, create, I want you to go and perform the ask and show. So what you must begin to work on at this time is to begin to show yourself, so that when my book is out, my book will then show you how to start selling your own products. But most importantly, show yourself, watch my free video, the one that is on my Facebook group. And people are saying the line is breaking on Facebook, because I'm doing this as a live on Facebook. Let me see if I can go live again. And now there's another question from Anjola. Anjola is talking about most of the schools she found are not offering a course choice. What is Angela looking for? Are you looking to apply for an undergraduate program or a graduate or a master's? Let me change this conversation to the scholarship guaranteed conversation, so that I can answer that question very well. Awesome. I'm trying to. Angela says she's been applying. The first question for you, Angela, I want you to answer me now. What are you searching for? Are you looking out for undergraduate opportunities or graduate opportunities? I think we have lost Angela again, but I would answer Angela's question whether she's here or not. And I would like Victory and Ambrose to also post their questions in the chat. Divine, has this meeting been useful to you? I would like to know what you think, Divine. Has this meeting been useful to you, Divine? Has it been useful? Has it been useful to you? Let me know what your thought is. Has this meeting been useful to you? Good. Do you want to pre-order my book so that you can join the challenge? And remember that pre-ordering is 1.5. Drop me a message on the chat. If you pre-order my book before Saturday, I have a masterclass that is coming up on Zoom on how to build email lists. I will add you to that masterclass for free. And you also get my book when it launches, and you also be able to listen to 7 amazing speakers who are coming to talk about how you can also build a $1 million business. So you get 3 things for just making sure that you pre-order before Saturday. If you miss pre-ordering on time, you won't be able to join my masterclass, which is how to build an email list from scratch. Now that you have my number, you see my updates on all of these offers on my social media platform, especially on my WhatsApp status. So keep looking at my status, but most importantly, go and drop me a message right now, Divine, that you are interested in this and this and this, so that I know what to tell you next. And then I'll drop you a voice note. Is that okay? Is that okay, Divine? I'd like to talk to other people. Okay. If you're okay with what I've shared so far, Divine, you can leave the meeting now and drop me a message on WhatsApp so that I can engage with other people. Thank you. All right, so there are 2 questions. Mr. Ambrose Sanchi is interested in graduate course in security forensic data management. That's $1 million course. You go fear. So, Mr. Ambrose, and I'm going to answer the scholarship granted questions right now. Give me a moment, please. Give me a moment. Just give me a moment. Give me a moment. I'm going to. Okay, so I see that there's a question from, I'm trying to check something, please. Give me a moment. Okay. So the first question from Angela is, she's been applying, but hold on, that she has not been able to find programs with her course. I will tell you that you have not searched enough. That's why you have not been able to find program in your course, please. So the first thing I'd like to tell you, just to clarify, is that give me a moment. Okay, so I'm reading right now. Number one, there are fully funded opportunities for almost any program out there. There are fully funded opportunities for almost any program out there. But the problem is a lot of people do not have sufficient information, and so they assume that there are no fully funded opportunities. So just to answer your question, Angela, there are fully funded scholarships out there. But the thing is, ask yourself, how much do you search and where are you searching? That's one. Two, have you just been clicking any available link, or you're strategic and positioning yourself with those who have the information, or with the people or the sources that have the right information for you? The third thing is, you need to then ask yourself, how soon do you want to begin this process? Is this something you want to do in the short term, as in you want to do this in the next 6 months to 1 year? Or is this a long-term plan? I want you to answer that question, Angela. I'm reading your response in the chats. When exactly do you want to kick off with this plan? And then for Mr. Ambrose Sanchi, my response to your question is, there are graduate courses in that area, and there are graduate courses in any area, and you can get funded for any program in any area and at any time. But the next question for you is, what is your plan? Is it a short-term plan or a long-term plan? Short-term is, I want to have this opportunity in the next 6 months to 1 year. Long-term is, I want to do this in the next, maybe I want to do this in the next 12 months, in the next 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. What exactly is the plan? I would like to read from both of you. You want to do this by 2022. 2022 means that, are you saying that you want to start in 2022, or you want to leave your country by 2022? You need to clarify. There's a difference between starting, doing now. Using the word do is ambiguous. So you need to let me know, do you want this to happen right now, or you want this to happen, you want to begin now, or you want to begin in 2022, or you want to leave your country in 2022? Clarify. You will be 50 does not mean that they won't give you funding. It is not your age that they are giving funding. It is your brain. It is your brain, sir, Mr. Ambrose. It is not your age that will get a fully funded. It is your brain. It is what you present. It is how you prepare your application. So your IS certificate is professional certification as a certified national accountant. You have a national diploma and higher national HND, and you have OND and HND. It means that you have a degree, and it means that you're qualified to apply for a master's degree with your OND and HND, because these two programs complete a 4-year course. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense to you, Mr. Ambrose. But the question is, what have you been doing since you left school? So for those years that you have not been going to school, we need to show that you have been able to achieve certain exploits professionally, and then you now want to go to school. So your professional preparedness since you left school would also help you prepare an outstanding application. Going back to the same question, when do you want to start? Is it a short-term plan or a long-term plan? So for Ambrose, for Mr. Ambrose and for Angela, I don't know what Angela is saying. Angela, are you saying that you also want to leave your country by the end of 2022, just like Mr. Ambrose? Let me know. Awesome. So that your work experience would also help prepare a good application. So my offer for both of you, because my assumption is that you want to leave the country by 2022. August is the time that a lot of schools will begin to open up the applications for those who want to resume the August of the coming year, that is August of next year. And the meaning or implication of that is you only have less than 1 year, less than 12 calendar months to begin this process. And so because of that, you need to ask yourself, do I want to start right now? And starting right now means you want to ask yourself, do you want to get my free resources or you want to get my paid programs? My free resources are my YouTube channel, 1, joining my email list, 2, and 3, getting a free download of my book. Like a free and downloadable version of my book is a free tool. You are not paying 1 naira for it. 2, you're getting my getting access to my YouTube channel for free. Thirdly, you're also getting access to what? My mailing list for free. These are the free tools that I make available, and those on my email list, I share with them strategies on the application. Those who come to my YouTube channel every Friday at 9 p.m. Nigerian time, we hold a free clarity call. We do screen sharing if it is necessary, just so that people know what to do, how to go about it, and I answer as many questions as possible. If you have so before I take Mr. Victory's question, let me finish with the questions from Mr. Angela and Angela and Mr. Ambrose. So my summary is, in addition to the free resources, if you want to work closely with me to accelerate the process, there are 3 ways. 1, you can get my book. My book is typically $40. $40 is 15,000 naira. But that my book is currently on promo. And how much is it? It is just 5,000 naira at promo price. Second option is that you get my online course. My online course is $150. How much is my online course? $150. That's about maybe 50,000 naira or so. Yes, it's 50,000 naira. Now, the third option is one-on-one coaching, which is $500 right now. By the end of this month, the one-on-one coaching is going to double and it will be $1,000. Now, let me explain how you can be a part of all these options. My book is a self-guide. It will show you the names of schools that you can apply to, the processes to apply, if your documents are going to be competitive for the different schools abroad. Most importantly, you're going to learn where these schools are, how to write to letters of introduction to connect with advisors, because that is even the first step to actually beginning the process to getting a guaranteed scholarship. Emailing advisors. You need to email schools, write them emails. How do you write these emails? What should you put in these emails? Everything is in my book. Now, you won't just buy my book and then bye-bye. It now depends on you. If you buy my book and feel that, oh, I'm okay with buying a book and then you're gone, it's okay. But if you buy my book and you decide that you want to be in my support group is you're going to get access to my support group on a monthly basis. If you buy my book or my course, you will be in my support group. My support group would give you monthly, support. But you are not going to be in that support group for free, but it is very affordable. How much? Just 1,000 naira monthly. But before you buy a book or my course or my one-on-one coaching, I want you to go and engage actively with my YouTube channel. Listen to some of my past sessions, listen to some of the conversations that we've had, listen to some of my insights, listen to what the questions that a lot of people have asked and the answers that have been provided. That way, you prepare your mind and then reach out to me and let me know if your plan is a short-term plan, which I've explained to you by you getting one of my products. if it is a long-term plan. If it is a long-term plan, then you only need to join my private Facebook group. So what do we do in this private Facebook group? We support people who are not ready yet, but who want to keep hearing about this plan and who want to be around the people who are looking for the same thing they are looking for, or who have gotten what they are looking for. So the YouTube channel is a free zone, but the private support group is for those who are looking to apply in 3 years, but who just want to be around the right group of people. Because everything in life is about association. And if you're associating with people who are not looking for this plan or who are chasing this dream, I'm sorry. But definitely my YouTube channel is a place to go to. But if you want that private attention, that is not 100%, but that you also get in a community, my challenge, the Study Abroad Challenge, is something you should go and get right now. How much? Just 1,000 naira. But if you want to take it a step further and begin right now, get my book for 5,000 naira. That's the promo price, and it expires this month. If you get my book at the 6th, if you're looking at the short-term plan and you get my book or any of my offers, I would add you to a class that I'm holding this weekend for free. I'm holding a class this weekend, and that class, to join that class, is 1,000 naira. What are we doing in that class? We're simply going to be talking about how to write a letter of introduction. That is the first step when you begin to apply to schools abroad. You're going to get access to that class for free. If you get my book, if you're looking at short-term plan, if you get my challenge, if you're looking at long-term plan. But this class will be useful for you, whether you're going to be doing this in the short term or in the long term. And how much is to join the class? 1,000 naira. But if you join the challenge, you get access to that class for free. And to get the book, I'm going to share with you my screen, so you kind of screenshot, just screen grab whatever you see on my screen. I'm going to give you access to where you can get the book. You can visit my my store right now. Let me share my screen with you. So I'm presenting right now, and I'm going to be sharing you this. This is the book. This is how to pay for the book. Can you see my screen, Mr. Ambrose? It's just 5,000 naira. It is actually $40, but you're getting it for 5K. Let me know if you're following me and if you have any other question or thoughts. Okay, this is the book actually. And can you see my screen, Mr. Ambrose? Can you see it? Can you see my screen? The second thing, I want to answer Mr. Victory's question. NCE, what is the equivalent of an NCE? Does it qualify as an undergraduate result? How many years did it take you to finish an NCE? Mr. Victory, I'd like to have your response. How many years did it take you to finish an NCE? Was it a year, 2 years, 4 years? If it was 4 years, then it's a degree. If it was 2 years, then it means you have to apply for an undergraduate degree. So I want to know if Mr. 3 years. So 3 years would mean that you still have to apply for another degree. Well, are you sure it was 3 years or 4 years? If it was 4 years, actually. Now, if it was 3 years, there are some programs that are not even up to 4 years and would qualify for you to be able to apply for a graduate level program. But you definitely would need your transcript, right? And if it was 4 years, then you can apply for a master's. And if it wasn't up to 4 years, then you have to look at an undergraduate program. If you engage with my YouTube channel, you get more clarity. So let me know, Mr. Ambrose and Mr. Victory, which of my offers do you want to pick? Are you looking at the long-term offer, which is to join the challenge that gives you free access to my class, a private class this Saturday? Or are you looking at the short-term plan, which is to get my book? And how do you get my book? I'm going to drop the accounts information. You can screenshot this. You can screenshot this, and I'm going to also drop the information. Awesome. He has gotten a screenshot of the book. Awesome. So let me also show you how you can get the book. You can also visit my store on Seller. Seller is an online store. Seller, I'm going to type my store and do Sola Miriam. .seller.co. When you get to that store, you'll be able to find all of my products. I'm sharing another screen with you. And in this new screen, I'm taking you to my store, actually. BISOLAMARIAM.SELAR.co. When you go to this store, you find all of my products. You find my books, my courses, everything you need to, to learn about or to need to pre-order. Yep, that's it. And of course, if you want to make a direct transfer, you can pay to the account number here, 0247903301. That's the account number, GTB. It's a GTB savings account. Alrighty, that would be all basically. I am glad that we have this conversation, and I would like to end the meeting. Permitted to end the meeting? I should not be asking for permission. No. So it's not like I'm just playing on you guys. Let's end the meeting, Biko. I need to go live on my Facebook group. Make sure you join our Facebook group. It's a free group actually. And before you even buy any of these offers, just drop me a message on WhatsApp right now and tell me, I want this, I want that. Drop me a message immediately so that you don't miss this opportunity. Drop a message right now. When you pay for the book, you also get to join my masterclass holding this Friday, holding this Saturday. Okay? You get to join the masterclass for free. What am I teaching in that masterclass? How to write a letter of introduction. So if you're getting the book and also joining a masterclass, it gives you clarity because you're not just buying a book and holding on to it. The masterclass would also teach you how to write the first thing you would do once you begin to apply my method is to write a letter of introduction to schools, to advisors. So how do you then write it if you don't learn it? And if you buy my book, you get free access to that masterclass, which is holding this Saturday. It is not a free session. It is a prepared training. I'm going to come prepared with my slides and everything. So try to get the book before Saturday. Don't delay on that. And if you're not planning to buy the book, get on the challenge with just 1,000 Naira. So if you get on the challenge, you get to join my support group for long-term planners. And you also get to join this class, even though you'll not be able to use the knowledge from this class very well. Yes. You still have some questions on my WhatsApp. You can drop me a question and I will send a voice note at my earliest convenient time. This clarity call was just to make sure that we don't slow down on the tempo that has been created. I mean, you reached out and I wanted this to be a quick call. Thank you so much, everyone. If you have further questions, drop them in my chats and I would answer only at my earliest convenient time. Please, I have another clarity call with some other people tomorrow. So please drop your questions in the chats, on my WhatsApp chat rather. Thank you and good night. Who is taking the book offer today? Okay, Mr. Ambrose and Mr. Victory said they would like to get the book. All right, thank you all and I'll see you. I would look forward to any other questions. And of course, I'll send you a link to my YouTube channel and you also get the replay of this video or of this clarity session. Bye.